All right, welcome back everybody. I want to start off this video just with a big thank you to everybody who has watched my videos, liked, commented, subscribed, reached out to me on Discord, reached out to me on Reddit in the past 24 hours. It's been truly remarkable and I am greatly appreciated. I've made videos for other games in the past and I haven't quite encountered any community like this one. Everybody's been so communicative and so grateful for just a couple of raid runs. So I'm just really thankful to be a part of this and I want to keep on doing it. So with that out of the way, I want to also say thank you to Section Ratio Tile over on the raid server. I've been making sure to give him credit in a couple places where credit is due. I just want to state that up front. Those two clone runs, the Tarkin 2-man and the Disguised Clone Trooper 3-man, were all his idea. I don't want to take credit for his work. I was just explaining it the best I could. So with that out of the way, thanks again. And then thank you to Arnold and Scribe for shouting me out in their videos. That is, that's something they don't have to do, but I think it truly helped. I got a lot of people from those communities coming over to my videos and saying, hey, I'm here from them. So it truly does help, and I appreciate you passing it on forward. So thank you for that. Now, to get into the video that we're doing tonight, we have Kelleran back, Jocasta new, and Aayla Secura. I was waiting to see what would be the best third for this team. And I do a little bit of analysis in this towards the end. But for the most part, I decided to go with Aayla first. I was willing to do Aayla and Shakti, but I'll discuss a little bit more at the end why I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. So, to set the groundwork, I already did this run. I just got done doing this run. It took me 7 tries to do it. Only one of them was more than a very quick restart. I know that's not going to be the case for everyone, and I don't know if that's even going to be the case for me on this next attempt. I discarded the run so that I could record. I just wanted to get an idea of the run a little bit off camera before I jumped into it and started recording. So you guys are going to see me do this the second time tonight. So I'm not going to cut out any of the attempts because I got a lot of feedback that said they really enjoyed seeing the realistic time that it would take to get a run. So I'm going to keep this all in. This could be a 15-minute video. It could be an hour-long video. I'm hoping for the former. So with that, we're going to go ahead and look at the mods. People asked for more in-depth modding advice, so I'll give that. And then we'll get into it. And I'll go over the moves and how you should go about doing things. So we're going to take a look at Kelleran Beck first. I think I have a little bit of a unique modding situation with him. I realize not everybody's going to be able to reach these numbers, but there's so many different things that people can try, and it's like kind of impossible to hit every single combination of mods out there. So I'm going to go over what I did. If you can reach it, if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, try something else. Maybe something else will work. So to start, I have 160,000 protection. I know that's very high in terms of, max protection and having a decent amount of speed. He doesn't have super high speed here, but he has a decent amount, I think, in order to get the job done. Mostly what we want is him going before Fox. Well, I guess going before anybody, but going before Fox so that he can kill Fox before Fox gets a turn. 287 with everything else. I'm not sure exactly where he gets speed from, but 287 was fast enough for me. So that's why I use protection primaries. But protection and speed are the main stats that matter for him. I think I might have picked up a little offense where I could, but it's not important for him. The reason that we stack so much protection, for those of you who don't know, those of you who don't like to read kits, I understand. It takes me a long time to read a kit too. It's from his lead. So his lead, I think, is maybe it might be his unique. No. So at the start of battle, all other Galactic like Jedi allies gain stacks of Padawan lessons equal to the number of stacks he has. His unique is what grants him the stacks. So for every 10,000 protection Beck has at the start, he gains a stack of Padawan lessons. So there's a key thing here, that every 10,000, that's a threshold mark. So there's not any benefit, going back to his protection, there's not any benefit in going super high over that unless you're going to hate that 10,000 threshold. So I got it as close to as I could to 160 without going over. Anything else I tried to make up for in the speed area. So, okay, that's mainly him. I'll go ahead and take a look once more at the ones that have variable primaries. Protection on the cross, or protection on the arrow, protection on the triangle, and protection on the cross, and then protection on the circle as well. And we have some decently high protection secondaries on some of these, which, I'm a little proud of. I don't do a ton of modding, but I do some. So yeah. Okay, now we'll look at Jocasta. Jocasta is modded for offense and speed. You might say, why don't you have an offense set? Well, my speeds and the health sets actually have some bonkers offense numbers, and this is the best loadout I could get to get high speed and high offense. So I have speed on the arrow, crit damage on the triangle. She does special damage, but I think it will make an impact. I had to make some decisions between triangles because if I go with offense, then I lower the speed, and then overall it's not enough damage or a lot of damage. So you can mess with this. I think you'll be fine, but just in terms of speed sets, I didn't really have one that worked. So I went with this one. And then offense cross. So looking at her numbers in totality, she's really fast at 347, and her damage is pretty high, almost 14,000 damage. I think that's high. I don't really have a great bearing. I only do this around raid time, but I think that's high. Try it with lower. I don't know if it's going to be the difference maker in your situation. Going over to Aayla, she is mostly here to die, so her numbers don't really matter. That being said, to the extent that she survives, we want to go ahead and put out some damage and maybe a little bit of tankiness where I can get it. So offense on the arrow, basically an offense primary is a really good arrow. So just giving her some more damage, and then protection and defense in here too. Then we have an offense triangle. She's not really great in terms of critting, so there's not really a whole point there. And then again, we have super high protection on this offense triangle. So went with that one instead of crit damage. And then offense on the cross, and then just mediocre speed. Protection, more offense, health where we can get it, offense, kind of the same thing. But offense and health sets for her overall. So that takes care of the mods. In the future, if these numbers are too high for people, I can make another video kind of going over maybe a lower set, purposefully reducing the mod and seeing what we can do. So with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get into the runs. I don't know how long it's going to take, so buckle up. Okay, so go ahead and start it up. Now, the first thing that we want to do is target a fox. We're going to use Jocasta special. This in combination with Kelleran Beck special should take out fox. If it doesn't, he'll get taken out on the auto attack. So you're going to get a huge assist here. Then a couple more assists. He attacks. Oh, he didn't attack Kelleran Beck. Okay. Well, here we are. We're in uncharted territory already. So go ahead and take out fox. Kelleran Beck is going to get killed. I think this is a back out. But I don't actually know because I haven't played a ton. So we're not going to attack that because retribution. Go ahead and attack over here. Yeah, okay. So, well, you see, this could have gone quicker. We could have made that like a 10-second back out. So this is where the RNG is, folks. I think once you get past that, though, and if you can get Aayla the one to be targeted, I think you're home free. So that's pretty much where it comes down to. So go ahead and special, and take him out. Okay, let's see you targets. Order 66 on Beck. I think you can cancel out there, but I'm going to take it just a little bit further because I think he can still not get targeted and it'll wear off. Now, you may not want to do that ultimately, though, because it's a waste of time. But I'm still new to this, so we're going to give it a try. Okay, so now she's going gun. Kelleran Beck's not dead yet. Okay. Dazed over here on Oppo, and we want Oppo out of the picture, but he's going to get sniped. There's no point in doing a ton of damage right here with Kelleran Beck because Jocasta's going to take him out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some damage on... the disguised clone troopers can be the biggest pain. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it on him. Okay, Order 66 is gone, so I think we're home free. Yep, and we're going to snipe out Oppo. Okay, so no more calling them to assist with the stealth and everything. Okay, getting some good counterattacks there. We want to snipe somebody out so that we can go ahead and start targeting Lord Vader. Okay. And then... yeah, he should still be enough to get it. So let's go ahead and do this. This might be a bad play because we might want to take out the disguised clone troopers. But it gets us to the stacks already, so that's what I'm in favor of. Now, we have time here. We have 15 stacks of execute. So I want to go ahead and play with this a little bit to kind of get us some extra points. Well, at least make it easier on us later. So with that, we're going to go ahead and pop Demoralize. Ooh, almost misclicked. Take out this guy. She stuns when that happens. I'm not sure what does that. We're going to go ahead and pop this. There's no reason to take her out of stun, I don't think, because she was just going to come out of it anyway. She's super fast. We need these guys to drop stealth. So we'll just go ahead and attack. It's kind of the same with the clones, how we kind of did that. I'm going to use... I want to save that. It's 4-turn cooldown. Actually, her cooldowns happen whenever there's an attack out of turn. Does she get anything from this? Zeta upgrade Siphon. Her stack Siphon. We'll go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Okay. I think it dispelled buffs, maybe. Or that was just the turn. Okay, let's keep going here. Because we can rescue at any time. We don't have to... Okay. They seem to be dying from something. There's some natural... Oh, no. Okay, so we made a huge mistake, clearly, because they were stealth. Let's see what we can do. We're not going to be able to hit these guys. So just go ahead and rescue now, I guess. Ouch, ouch. Okay, take out this guy. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. Take out. I guess we take that guy out. Less damage. Uh-oh. She's got Order 66. She died. I heard there was a glitch. Let's see if it applies. It did not apply. Okay. So that was just me playing around. I should have just got it and then dealt with him at the end with the enrage, I think. So we're going to distry. Back out. It's all part of the learning process. I'm sure you guys will be in the comments be like, no, what did you do? Why were you playing around with them? Don't play with your food. Okay, so that was a good run. I think we wasted it. We're going to go ahead and go after Fox, same as usual. He'll attack. Attacking Jocasta, but Aayla's going out. Ooh. Okay. Let's take out Fox. Still not... Might not be a great one. Okay, that's just going to deal protection. We're going to go ahead and fortify, I think, here. And she's out. Okay, so that's a retry. So it's a little bit more than just Aayla getting focused, I think. And there is a little bit of a chance that Jocasta could be a little bit too fast. You also might just need a crit early on or something. And she's gone. We retry. So you see, when it's obvious, it's a really quick retry, less than 10 seconds. Okay, some more attacks there. And he's gone. I don't know why KB attacks 3 times sometimes and other times 2. It might be something to figure out. Okay. Well, we know KB can survive, but he didn't that time. So they have to target Aayla after that and stop targeting him. But the AoEs come down. I'm not sure how they decide when to use the AoEs. She has so much more damage on that assist. Okay, he's out. No. There we go. Okay. You would think 33% of the time Aayla would be the one to get targeted. I don't know if those numbers are bearing out right now, but I think it's the fact that even if Aayla gets targeted, we're not done yet. There's still more things that could happen. And there she goes. Yep, okay. Well, it doesn't look like they're spreading around the love there, does it? Okay. Pretty consistent damage numbers on that special, though. And... okay. Mm-hmm. And Jedi died, so we back out. Okay. Going forward again. Out really quick that time. Target KB. Use the Fortify. Or Dire Fortitude, or whatever it's called. Not looking great here. We don't want the Retribution attack. So we'll target a Disguised Clone Trooper. Okay, good damage there. Still don't want the Retribution. So I think we'll just take him out. Not really any buffs to dispel. So should take him out. And she's dead. And I think she's critical, so there's no point in continuing. So we are already in the territory where it took more runs than I did before I got on camera. Although I did mess up a run, so technically it could have been done quicker. Okay. I don't think we've fortitude with him because we want to go ahead and get rid of the deep buffs or the buffs and get the gun unlocked. Now we could fortify, not get counterattacked. Gun mode enabled. Okay. Now we're gonna snipe out Oppo if we get the chance. Did KB already come back to life? Okay. And it didn't snipe him out. Okay. Interesting. A little bit more than meets the eye here. That guy got sniped out. And then she gets stunned. Okay. Try it again. Okay, you know what? Shakti's looking more and more enticing. I'm not gonna lie. If it's pretty clean. Because I don't really know what else you would do here, right? Like you can target. There's nothing you can do if that happens. There's just nothing you can do. See, because even if we don't target like Fox, and maybe we target somebody that's not assisting, okay. Watch this end up being a run that works out. I don't know. Okay, what do we do? Take this guy out? He's tankier than Fox is. I think we go to Fox because the weakest, maybe, or something. Oh, Fox is dying to counterattacks. Hold on. Are we onto something here? Huh? Okay, Aayla got target. No, Jedi's gone. So that's another thing. If you take too long with this nonsense, then it just kills a Jedi. And then your max score's not possible. Ugh. Alright. Back to the strat. And Oppo's too tanky. Oppo just will not die to this same barrage. It's so weird because he could target Aayla or KB, so that should be a 66% chance in order for him to get counterattacked and die. But he targets Jocasta almost every time, it seems like. Okay. I don't target KB while he has Order 66. We should be good. Okay, never mind. Okay. I was a little bit headstrong on it when I got it quick and early. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be fine. We could do a few restarts every time. Maybe, right? And they should be having much more damage because of the 31 stacks. But I don't think the speed is playing a role here. I think it's best we stack as much protection as possible. Nope. Okay. And they're both gone. Let's try it again. At least we're giving you a realistic idea of how many attempts that it's going to take. If nothing else, that's what this video is doing. And I really don't know where the modding could be substantially different on this one. So we'll go ahead and target there because, again, hopefully we snipe out Oppo. That's the goal. So, but that might have been a misplay. She does. It's the double-edged sword of having something where you find out very early on that you cannot complete the run. It helps so you can immediately restart and you don't waste a ton of time, but at the same time, there's little room for adjustment in the strategy, right? It becomes completely focused on RNG because, like, I can't make her faster to do anything. She's already doing as much. We can't make her stronger to do anything because she's already, Fox is already dying. So it really just comes down to who they decide to target and when they decide to AoE and whether the healing immunity lands. Like that. So we'll go ahead and punch out Oppo with that. Fortify up and hope she survives. And you can't even mod her for health because she's taking max true damage or massive damage. Multiple instances of mass damage. Right? So it's really on who the Nightfall troopers call to assist with their specials, I think. And then where they're targeting when that happens. That's what makes this poor Underman, I think, at the end of the day. So I know a lot of people, especially because, these tunes are all relatively accessible. There's a lot of people that are banking on that as a strategy. It's not Mace, so you got to wait to come around again. Not the clones that are still being farmed. Some aren't even farmable yet. So a lot of people are banking on the strategy, but it's not looking realistic to think that you're going to go ahead and underman this. I had a completely different perspective before I started this. And this is what I did in my runs, and it worked out. I'm not doing anything crazy different here. There's not really much to do in the way of a different technique. And there's something that happens. Sometimes you get in a mode. I don't know if anybody else experiences. We've all been playing this game a long time. We've had stretches of these events where it's just complete RNG. A couple of examples would be like Grand Inquisitor unlock event, right? uh, C3PO event unlock, Chewie unlock. Some of these things seem completely random, but it almost like the computer gets in these stages where for a while, run after run, you're just not even making any progress. It's just even more brutal than it was last time. Maybe that's just in my head. I don't know. You guys feel that way? Have you guys encountered that before? Comment and let me know. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will feel that way. Okay, so we're at this stage. Aayla's gone, targeted. I think that's the best RNG we can do. I kind of want to make sure that Oppo gets sniped out because he did survive that one time. Although we're kind of far away from that. Yeah, I mean, let's target one of these guys. Okay. Rifle it up. Order 66 has been dropped on KB. She's stunned. Maybe that's why you don't use the special. Okay, but she's back. And she went before he did. This could be an area where she's too fast. All that being said, go ahead and attack. I think they'll kill this clone trooper. And this guy's already low, so let's go ahead and get that one. Okay, KB's gone. Yep, that did not work. I think she has to kill all of them to survive. So. And I don't know if Lord Vader counts as a survivor. Okay. I think I'm going to save KB special after that. Okay, and she's gone. Oh boy. This is going to be a long video. Strap in. Okay. Box down. Okay, order 60. We can survive that. We've seen that before. Yeah, it's almost like the defense doesn't really matter because they're just going to get massive damage. Offense is definitely helpful. You want that. And then critical damage stacking for the rest of the battle. Okay. Okay, we're moving. Don't die, KB. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, let's see if we can do something with just Aayla and Jocasta. No, okay, well, I was going to target Lord Vader, but now we can't. So, target this guy. Snipe out Oppo. Okay. Aayla, the counterattack and the assist was helping there. Target this guy. And I think we want to start making moves to try to get the stacks. We don't have a ton of oh boy. I think we sniped this dude out. It's not enough. He's stronger than Oppo? That's wild. Okay. Let's go ahead and get these guys out just so we hopefully don't get any assists in Order 66, I think is the best move. We still got it. As soon as I... Hey, okay, hold on though. Oh, okay. So, what happened was, Lord Vader doesn't seem to count. Or he does count, and that's what's creating this glitch where she's alive and can still use her ultimate. Or her nuke. So, if you can orchestrate that position, then maybe this is recreatable. Also, that's a bug. And, well, that's going to... I don't know if that gets fixed. Does it change anything for the run? I think we save the nuke. Man, I'm in this. I don't know if I could recreate this again. I want to see if she could just continuously nuke, but it doesn't do anything here. because it's just going to do a stack. So I'm just going to attack. And, oh, is it frozen? No. Okay. Have no choice but rescue. We rescue. Hopefully she gets to go with her speed and turn meter. Oh, okay, they get to go first. What is she just counterattacked? It's so glitched. Okay, let's throw the ult. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Oh, she didn't kill him, so she died. That's so weird. Oh man, we shouldn't have thrown the ult. How was I supposed to know that's how that would work? Okay. Okay. So this run's a wash. But let's see what we can take out in the meantime, I guess. Okay. Okay. Heal up. Heal it. Now, I don't know what's going to heal you up, but okay, this is where we're at with these two. Can she counterattack them? She didn't counterattack anybody. He wasn't stealthed yet. You could have counterattacked. Okay. And she's dead. Okay. Okay. That was... Man, I really want to get to that situation again, but I don't know if there's a point to it. So we know now, if you're in that situation, you still have to play by the nuke rules. Even though she survived. That was... Okay. Yeah, okay. Fox is dead. Target. Beck. And it's worth noting, we got into that situation and Beck was dead. So, Beck dying isn't an auto surrender. I don't think. I think that's what we learned. Okay. Target there. He's gone. That's gone. Go gun mode. Is this how people have been winning? I don't know. I haven't actually seen anything from people about this run. She doesn't call to assist on that. Okay, maybe we don't use that special because she has the chance to call the assist still. Let's try to take out Oppo. That was a mistake. Wasn't it? Huh? Maybe not. Oh man, it seems like such a waste. But if he gets a turn... You know what? I think I can outspeed him. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit here. That would have happened anyway, I think. Take out Oppo. Oh no. Take out this guy. She's all alone. Okay, let's hope with the expose here she lives. Oh. Okay, so we don't do that. Let's go ahead. Can she heal up? She can do something. I can't believe we got this back-to-back runs. Okay. Weird. She's not healing at all. Can she die like this? Yes. The answer is yes. She could die like that. Okay. Goofy. Very goofy. Even without all my commentary, if you were just hidden reset again, everybody would be annoyed already. Now, maybe I messed things up. That's quite possible. But I still think it would have been difficult. I'm not even sure that beginning run was a given anymore. Let's just take out Oppo. Dead. Okay. Boy. what a realistic view of what your life would look like if you tried this 3-man. So I think if you had Shock T, nothing changes unless she was really fast. You could potentially stealth one of them. So then you make it, instead of a 66% chance for them to hit KB or Jocasta and the run, you make it a 50% chance between KB and Shock T, I think. Might that be the difference maker? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I guess we can get into my reasoning, because we're going to be here for a while, why I chose Aayla. So, Aayla actually has use in the game right now as 5th with Mace. She unfortunately doesn't have much viability in 3s, I don't think, because you kind of want that Omicron on Temple Guard. So he kind of occupies that 3rd spot, and I think Deepa just has way too much synergy. Okay, Ayla's gone. Can we survive? They just get to go forever, it seems like. Can we take this guy? No. Okay, so it's not enough to take him out. Oh. And she could get stunned, so we don't want to use that. We learned from our mistakes. Okay, he could potentially survive that. Now we are going to get counterattacked no matter what. So, potentially not the person that has advantage. Okay. 3 attacks, too. Oh, God. Okay. Well, he tanked those. We go gun mode. Don't look at the granny. Don't, just leave her alone. No, you looked at her. Why'd you? Yep. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do, I guess. Okay. Can Mace solo if Oppo goes away? Okay. We're just going to send you directly at him. No. And Jedi goes boom. Okay. That was really prolonged death. All the more reason, honestly, to just completely, if it goes wrong at all, just restart. Because none of these have really been working. I don't know how solid of attempts they are, or how close you can get to. Oh. Maybe we do ignore Oppo and just go for the... thing? No, because he just comes back because of Oppo. That's why we gotta go for Oppo, because otherwise he just interrupts it. We'll never get a chance at Lord Vader. Boom. So, back to what I was saying. Aayla at least has some viability in a different game mode. Shakti is not really being used for anything. I mean, maybe on the lower end, but definitely not up in Kyber 1. And then you have Plo, I guess, which no, really, his speed doesn't matter for his Plo Koon Starfighter. He's a tank. R9 tanks help, but he really has no usage anyway, though. So it's like we can kind of make an argument for it, and he gets better stats at R9. But Plo's, sadly, I love Plo Koon. Not the character in the game, but I love Plo Koon in Star Wars. I am holding out hope for a Master Plo one day with huge Clone Trooper synergy. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but yeah, give me Plo Koon and the Wolfpack any day. But he's not really that useful either. And then Barriss, sometimes people use her for goofy things with like Rey and Ben. Depends on the Datacron, I think. She could be funky. But overall, I don't know if it's actually that much viability. Okay, we're close. We're close. Don't all attack and kill a Jedi. Give me a turn. Okay, we're going to take that one. Oh, you know what? The Dire Fortitude increases execute, adds 5 stacks. Okay, we'll see if that bites us later on. We're going to go ahead and dispel this stun by attacking that guy. We'll take out the more strong one. Yep, okay. So she does dispel debuffs, or dispel buffs pretty clearly. I wonder if this is worth using. I think it's just best to take this guy out. Less chance of order 66 at the moment. Not worried about execute. I mean, do we just rescue? Maybe this is the answer. Maybe letting all these clones go is the good move. I don't know exactly, but I don't want to end up in the situation where I was again with, risking it and everybody dying. This seems to be working. It's just going to be a matter if we can get enough to take him out. It doesn't look like we're going to be that far off. I think this was the right move. I think we were just playing wrong before. Yep, okay. We got it done, I think. Okay, interesting. We killed all the clone troopers, so he's not enraging. We will rescue the last one, but he'll enrage after that. Yeah, okay, he'll enrage right now. I got confused for a second. All right, we are actually pretty far off unless we got a big chunk from that. Oh, we're actually pretty close. And then she's going to blow up no matter what. These do nothing, but if we would have used it earlier, we would have the damage right now, which is upsetting. Okay, that was a huge chunk, and she's going to get it. Oh, counterattack. Huge hit. We got it. Okay. Okay, so you don't mess around with the clones. You use KB, and you just mass assist. You just mass assist. Off bat. So, okay. Thoughts? That was way too long. What are we at here? I mean, obviously we had the intro and everything. We're at a 42-minute video. I'm going to chalk like 30 of that up to attempts at least. Probably more. So, I picked Aayla over those other ones because I think she has the most viability. I think she's, no matter what, she's the third person in this squad. Now, if you want to go for a fourth one, Shock T, I'll get into it later. I'll cover that potentially. No, you know what? I'm probably not going to do this again, so I'll probably be covering that. But here's the analysis on going with a fourth versus a third that a lot of people don't quite think about. Some people just, whatever, I don't want to RNG at all. So, some people don't even want to do that Clone Trooper 3-man because there's too much RNG, and that's really not a lot of RNG personally. But for some people, they're just like, I'll do anything to get less RNG. Okay. Now, other people are like, I'm going to free to play this, minimal resources. I want to make it as difficult as I can on myself so that I could just get through it and use the least amount of resources possible. There's pride in that. I'm not going to begrudge anybody for that. I used to be in the largest, the most successful free to play guild. Everybody in the guild was free to play. And we had some pretty good accomplishments, beating pay to win guilds and all that. Not really the case anymore, but that being said, this game, more and more, as we played for the past 8-9 years, I don't even know at this point, time is crucial. We spend so much time in this game than we did 5 years ago. It is insane how much more time we spend. So, that being said, even if it took you 5 more minutes with a fourth person, or like without a fourth character, right? Even if it took you 5 more minutes on 52 raids, assuming we have this for a year, 52, 51 raids, that's like 5 hours, close to it. I mean, 4 hours, something, whatever. But is an R9 worth 4 hours of your time? What if it takes 10 minutes? 10 hours? How much time are you going to invest to save yourself an R9 Shock T in this situation? And if it takes anywhere close to what I just did, which is 30 minutes, you're looking at, I can't do math apparently, but that's going to be like 30 hours. Close enough, right? 20 to 30 hours. I don't think any R9 materials are worth that. Like, if you gave me a task and said, look, if you spend 20 hours playing this game, 30 hours playing this game for this one event, and we will give you the materials for an R7 to an R9 character, I would skip that event if that's like what the time commitment was going to be. So with that being said, I highly encourage everybody, if you're going to do KB and Jocasta, just go for the 4-man. I'm going to make a video on that, going over the 4-man, so that we can get a good idea. Pariah just put out a video and a write-up on the Raid Discord server, so that should be locked in. He says that you'd have to intentionally try to lose with that one, so that's going to be huge. All in all, we still have tons of different ways to score a bunch of points with the clones, assuming none of that gets touched, which I don't think it will personally. That's been a huge point of contention. Everybody's going to be saying that it's going to be nerfed. I honestly don't think those will be nerfed because it's going along with the intention of the game. I know CG has a bad track record in a lot of different areas, and I know people tend to think that they fix anything that's player friendly. They want to make as much money as possible. But here's my analysis on it, and I've put this in the comments. Some of you have already read this. At the end of the day, even with these teams being what they are, we are spending money, spending resources on every single one of their new marquees. All 4 of the clones, Temple Guard for Mace, Jocasta's the Conquest for KB, and Deepa for Mace. And we're spending money on the Legendary. And we're going as far as we can possibly go in the game with these characters. We're taking them all up to Relic 9. I don't think CG is going to make unfriendly decisions toward us just to get, like, what, an R9 ETH Koth out of us? Like, I don't think it's going to happen. Not to mention, ETH Koth doesn't help. So that's another issue, in that even if they took away the clones being useful, we can't make another team. We have to wait for Pirates anyway. That's 3 months away. And Pirates are leading up to the GL, right? The GL is going to be, it's going to have its own incentive just in being a GL. Like, GLs are the most relayed characters in this game typically. Like, people want those for GAC, especially at the top end. The people that are spending money, they're going for the GLs. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with people not farming Hondo because the raid is already set. The raid was already set with Naboo, and everybody and their mother still farmed Ahsoka. And Ahsoka was kind of a flop. She's not a great GL. She does a couple things in the game, and she has no event or reward or anything associated with her. So if people farmed Ahsoka, I definitely think they're going for Pirate King Hondo, just because he's a GL. So that's my take on it. I don't think we're going to get any fixes. When we look at the track record, they've only fixed a couple of things in all of the modern raids. It was the BAM Infinite Turn Loop and the C-3PO Escape, which I don't even know if you can classify that as a fix specifically for the C-3PO. That was more so about pacifist units. But nonetheless, those are the only 2 things. And I guess you can count the B1 stack, infinite stack generation. But again, these are like infinite glitches. This is not the same thing as the strategy working as intended, and maybe it's too good because we used a strategy that requires RNG, specific modding, and hope and time. And it uses the newest units. It's not even like exploiting an old unit or something. It's giving CG exactly what they want in terms of this. So with that being said, I think we have tons of options. Maybe you don't go ahead with the KB 4-man. It's the most expensive option right now, with the exception of Bad Batch. And then maybe even then it's tied, because I've seen people talking about Fatal used Relic 9 Bad Batch without Batcher and still got a max. I don't know if that's true. I didn't see it for myself, but I just heard people talking about that. So in that way, if you're already getting what you need for your guild's max reward crate, maybe there's not a reason to take Beck and Jocasta up to R9 and then the accompanying characters, right? KB and Jocasta is also a team that is viable at R8 and R7, which I'm going to be demonstrating eventually. So it's not the same as the clones, where if you don't use the clones at R9, then there's no use for them at all, right? So in that way, it's much more beneficial that you take the clones and Tarkin and Scorch up to R9 and then save KB for an R8 team. Because right now, as it stands, we don't have a lot of options for R8 and R7 teams. At least it seems that way. So things will change with the pirates. Another thing people have to keep in mind is that the game is not only endgame. The game is probably a lot of people that aren't endgame. So when we're talking about these R9 maxes and everything, they don't apply to a large portion of the player base. So the large portion of the player base is going to look at a couple of the clone teams and be like, okay, well, I'm only at 6 million or 7.2 million with those two teams. Well, I want a third team so that my guild has a chance to go for the max crate or something, or they want to help out a little bit more. So with that in mind, there's a lot of reasons still. There's a lot of incentives still for players to relic teams that they might not otherwise. Anyways, that's my thought. Thanks for sitting through this hour-long video, 52 minutes, however long it was. I want to thank you all for sitting here watching. We got an end run. I hope this provided a realistic example of what it's going to take to use this team for a max raid run. Don't put yourselves through this. Go ahead and relic up the 4th if you're going to use this team long term. That's my suggestion. And I'll be making a video shortly that includes Shock T and includes the best strategy to make sure that you don't lose, according to Pariah. Assuming Pariah was right. I think Pariah was right. He's pretty good at this. But nonetheless, thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe for more guides and things about SWGOH. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. And like the video, comment down below. Thank you all. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.